Welcome back. My name is Brandon. Today we've got a small welding project to do, and I'm going to introduce to you the most advanced welder that I've ever used in my entire life. It actually talks to you. Stick around. This is what we're going to be working on today, guys. This is a target stand, and as you can see, it's got a massive crack. That's pretty common with these. People hit them or ricochet and they kind of get a little bit work hardened and they end up cracking. And we're going to be repairing that with our ArcCaptain MIG 205MP. This unit's pretty impressive, and I'll show you everything that it can do because it's a multi-process machine. It also talks, lets you know how to hook things up if you're really not sure, which is great for beginners. It also gives you a visual readout. It has a quite impressive screen. It's upgradable through the USB port, and it can also be controlled with an app on your phone. This machine does MIG welding, does flux core, does DC TIG, stick welding, and it's also a plasma cutter. Here's a quick look at the inside. It's really clean. I like how everything is compact. The adjustment for the air pressure is on top. This is a dual voltage machine. It'll do 110, 220. You've got your on-off switch on the back. It's got the intelligent fan, so you notice that it's on right now and you don't hear it. So it's got dual fans, it's got dual gas inlets, and it's also got air inlets for your plasma cutter. I'm gonna show you some of these features here today, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna try some of them. So let's open up some of these things and see what you're gonna get. So this card is actually the app for the machine. It's got a QR code on that. It comes with some stickers, and it also comes with a nice cover and a pocket to hold some of your gear. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't see anyone else doing this right now. It's got a little pocket on the side for all your accessories. Velcro's right here, so you can open it up and still carry it. Nice little protective cover. That's a pretty nice idea. I like that a lot. Then you got some consumables and some tungstens. So it looks like you got maybe an 1/8 inch and 1/16. You get I'm not sure what this is, a connector for, it looks like a foot pedal. And a couple drive rollers. These could be for MIG welding aluminum. This machine will also MIG aluminum. And you got your stick welding lead, pretty standard. Your earth or ground clamp, your gas fitting, your plasma cutting torch, and looks like maybe some consumables. Yep, that's kind of nice. It has drag tip accessories on it. You see how it's kind of got that little cross hatch in the center? That allows you to lay this right on the material directly and just drag it. Comes with a air-cooled 17 style torch. Usually those are good for like up to 100, I think 150 amps continuous duty, 100%, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's got the switch, but you could also rig this up to a foot pedal as well. That'd be an additional accessory. Comes with a long back cap, a short stubby cap. I just can't believe this. It's called Electrochemical Cleaning. So what you do is, after you've done your weld, in stainless, it sometimes becomes discolored, and what you do is you dip this little brush into that solution, and then you toggle this switch right here and brush it along your welds, and it electrically, chemically cleans the weld so it's all the same color. So there's no color variations between the material and the weld. This is impressive. I'll have a link to some videos up above for electrical chemical cleaning, and you can see exactly what this tool does. This is impressive that this machine has all of this. Got your MIG welding torch, and last but not least, it comes with a flow meter. And it also comes with an additional set of MIG welding contact tips plus a wrench to install them. So you have this package over here plus an additional package here with a wrench. And as far as accessories go, I like to keep everything inside the cabinet if I can, for the most part. There's a nice handy chart inside the door. If you're not sure about setting up your machine, this will tell you exactly based on the wire or the stick welding size or what you're welding, how to set up your machine. And this is also a synergetic machine as well. Something else that's handy, it also has a nice LED light up inside that cabinet to help you see when you're, putting all your stuff and making all your adjustments inside this cabinet. Very nice thought out design, I like it. And another thing that's nice about this machine, and we'll go over some of these features, is that it has a lock signal right here, a little symbol. And what that means is that's locked the face of this so that, you can't accidentally bump it or someone can't change it on you. So if I try to turn and adjust the setting, it'll actually tell me verbally to unlock it.
Press and hold the knob to unlock.
It says press and hold the knob to unlock. So we're going to press this and hold it, and you'll see that it unlocks it, and it'll even confirm that it does.
Panel unlocked.
So panel unlocked. So that symbol went away. Let's go over this panel right now, and I can kind of give you an idea of what some of this stuff is. One of the things that I really like is it has the intuitive fan. The fan only comes on when it's sensing that it needs it. There's the fan there. It's showing a speaker next to it. This is the current voltage that we're on, 234. That's reading it from the wall socket. Let's start toggling through each of these things, and I can show you what they do. These knobs here rotate up and down, both sides, and they depress, and you can hear it, to select. And it has an audible click to let you know you've selected it. So you've got 2T, 4T. You also have a spot function. We're going to put ours on 2T. It also has a pulse feature, so you can do just straight welding, or you can select a square wave pulse. This next button are the functions within the parameter or the process that you selected. So you can see for modes down here, we've got MIG, spool gun MIG,
Pull out the adapter.
high frequency TIG, and it said please pull out the adapter. That's referring to this down.
Please pull out the adapter.
See how it's kind of got that off color? So pull it out.
Please open the pressure reducing valve.
Please open the pressure reducing valve. It wants to see gas is what it's telling us to do. So as you can see, this is pretty intuitive. So then we'll go to lift TIG. So this says high frequency TIG, then it does lift TIG. There's your plasma cutting mode. There's your cleaning mode, and there's your stick welding mode. You can see how it highlights under each process.
Connect the adapter to the positive terminal.
So for MIG welding, it says, please connect the adapter to the positive terminal. With MIG welding, you want this lead to go into positive. With self-shielded,
Connect the adapter to the positive terminal.
With self-shielded, you want it to go to the negative. So let's just say I'm on MIG welding. I'm not sure what to do, so I plug this adapter into the negative. Listen what it's going to tell me to do.
The adapter polarity is reversed.
It said the adapter polarity is reversed, so I'll take it out.
Please connect the adapter to the positive terminal.
And you see how that's kind of that yellowish color? Watch what happens once I put it in the correct terminal. There, it turned green, letting me know that I've done it right. So this is pretty foolproof. Not only is it intuitive to speak to you, it's intuitive to show you the display. So you can see right here, I'm at 0.5 seconds of pre-flow gas, 89 amps, 0.2 seconds of post-flow gas. I'm on channel 1. And then it's back to the beginning. This button right here, this toggles the material and the gas that we're welding with. So the first one is ferrous mix, so ferrous in C25 gas. So this is ferrous with CO2. Flux core. So flux core, when I switched to that, it said the polarity is reversed, and you see how this turned to yellow. Tell me I need to switch the leads at the bottom. That's chrome nickel and aluminum MIG, so you can MIG weld aluminum with this. This button here, this is our wire size, and we can go from 25 thousandths, 30 thousandths, 35, 40 thousandths. We're going to use 30 thousandths wire. And we'll spool up some wire, and this will take the big reels, and it'll also take the small 2-pounders, and that's what I'm going to use today. A friend of mine sent me this wire. I like Hobart. Good stuff. And I have my 30 thousandths drive roll in. We want to set our tension on this so it has a little bit of drag while it's being pulled through the rollers, but it doesn't actually continue once it stops, because you don't want that. You don't want this wire getting unwound. It's especially more sensitive on a new reel of wire because the coils are closer to the outside edge. So you want to make sure that you don't have your settings too loose, but you also don't want them so tight either that the machine has a hard time feeding it through the drive rolls. Now I'm just changing out my contact tip for a 30 thousandths. I had a 35 thousandths installed in it. When you're welding with aluminum wire, you want to go one size larger on your contact tip. That way the wire won't expand and get bound up in the tip. So now we're at 30 thousandths. We're all spooled up, we're good to go. All right, before we do any welding, we got to do our prep work to this. That's going to involve clamping this down to the table, cleaning up our joint of any paint. Then once we're clean, then we can start welding. If you guys want to see how I built this fabrication table or any of these clamps, I'll have a link to my playlist for a lot of the tools that I have that you see in my workshop that I built myself. And it'll explain to you how I made the template to build this table or any size template, how I built these clamps, and a lot of the things that you see in my shop. Preferably, we don't want to close this gap up super tight. We want to leave a little bit of a gap so we can get real deep penetration into that. So we'll go something like that. Okay, with our joint prepped, it's time to weld it out. All right, we'll start by getting a little tack over here on the side. That's hot. Yep, we got to cool that down a little bit. We'll go to 150 amps and see how that feels. That was nice. Real nice. That welder does a nice job. Smooth. Got a real smooth arc. That's what I wanted you to see right there, guys. You see we got full penetration. The weld went all the way through to the backside, and you can actually see the little stub of wire where I started. And it just kind of like stuck down through the gap. So yeah, that fused in real good. But I'm going to throw another weld on the inside of this. Build it up pretty good. I'm going to do a couple passes on this. Really try to build it up a little bit on the inside. Give it a little baked enamel finish. There. I'm real impressed with this machine, and that's what I settled with for settings on 143. So I made 3 passes on the inside. Then I gave it just 1 pass on the outside. And like I said, that 1 pass on the outside burned all the way through. No issues there. This will be perfect. We got this project done. Let's test out some more of the features on this machine. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try out that cleaning brush and passivate some welds. And what I have here are some stainless steel plant pot holders, and I TIG welded them. And the way these work, this part right here hangs over your deck railing. This part right here hits one of the pickets, and then this part right here holds one of those long plant potters that you can plant. You can hang plants off your railing. So I built these for my wife. They're made of stainless. That weld right there has some discoloration and some tint on it. Well, that's not ideal because there can be oxides on that material that can cause corrosion. The purpose of passivating this, using this chemical, and I'll show it to you, is to remove any potential sources of corrosion because a wire brush just isn't going to get it all. And it will remove any oxide layer on the stainless steel that protects the underlying metal. I just picked this up locally. This is an electrochemical cleaning solution. I believe it's hydrofluoric acid. It's definitely corrosive. You don't want to get it on your skin, so you want to wear gloves when you're using it. And you definitely don't want to breathe in the fumes from doing this chemical process. I put a little bit in this container right here. This brush on the end, that's made of a carbon fiber material. This brush unscrews from here. You can get replacement brushes, and this machine comes with 1 additional replacement. I've got the ground or earth lead connected to the positive, and that's connected to my table, and I've got my part clamped down. I've got our brush connected to negative, and I've got it plugged into the top port here. You can't screw this up because this is a 2-pin on the top, and the bottom one is a 5-pin, so you can't mess it up. Then you select your mode, so you're going to go over to clean, which is right there. You can see we've got the green indicator light on top telling us we're good to go. You're going to take your brush and thoroughly drench it into this solution. And you don't want to press down hard on this either when you're brushing it on your part. You want to do soft, just like soft bristles on it, because again, you're not using pressure to clean this, you're using the electrical voltage to do the work. Now I'm gonna brush a little of this solution on the part, then I'll engage this and give it a little brush. See how it removed all that discoloration? Now we'll see if we can clean up this discoloration a little bit. Now when you're done with this, you want to either one, rinse it off with water, and look how much better that looks, guys. You see how much better that cleaned up? That got all those oxides off that top surface, or most of them. But as I was saying, you want to neutralize this, and you can either do that by rinsing the part thoroughly under water, or you can use a neutralizing solution, or you could even mix up some baking soda and water and neutralize it that way. Let's do one more. This is pretty fun to do. See how that's really discolored down in here? Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit better. Even down here at the bottom side where it's like brown tint, even that's getting cleaner. The key is to not stop, because it almost like welds to it, so you kind of got to keep it moving. Look how much better and cleaner and consistent that color looks, guys. Like I said, this has also been sitting outside for about 2 years, so if it was right fresh, it probably would have cleaned the oxides off a lot better, but that looks pretty good. Definitely a lot better than it was. That's a pretty cool feature if you're looking to do stainless steel. Now I want to switch over and try out the plasma cutter. After this has been sitting for a minute, it automatically locks on the panel, so you got to hold it down for like 3 seconds to unlock it. Now we'll select the mode over to cut. There we go. It says we're at 50 amps, 68 psi. To adjust it, all you got to do is pick up on this knob and then counterclockwise to reduce it, or clockwise to increase it. I have a plasma cutting 101 video. If you guys want to learn how to do plasma cutting, I'll put a link to that, but that's not what this video is about. I just want to try out these features and see how it works. So I'm going to contact this tip to the material. This is 1/4 inch thick steel, and we're going to make a cut. Wow, that cuts nice and clean. Do it again, one more. That made short work of that, and that's 1/4 inch. Then that just leaves behind a little bit of slag or dross, and you can easily get that off with a chipping hammer. Just like that. Look how clean that cut is. Now I got some 1/8 inch in there. We'll give this a cut. Wow, that cuts fast. Next thing I want to do is I want to try out the stick welding function. So we'll move over to MMA. We're at 150 amps. I'm on DC electrode positive, and we are going to try running some 7024 jet rod. This stuff puts down a super nice bead. I'm not cleaning it or anything else. I'm just trying it. Let's take a peek at what we got. Not too bad. First time using that machine, first time running it. I wanted to show you one more thing. You know, you're just starting out and you're not sure about what rod you should have for what amperage. So you can press synergic mode and then you can toggle this, and that's going to give you your electrode diameter. If you use an 1/8 inch electrodes, it gets you started in the range of 132 amps. If you're using 532 electrodes, you're going to be at 191 amps. And 330 seconds, you're going to be at 92 amps. Those are just some starting ranges to get you close. Now let's try out the TIG torch. Now, remind you, I have not TIG welded steel in probably 2 years. I've got no practice on it. I haven't done any practice. I'm going to use a number 6 cup, and we're going to use some 330 seconds tungsten. Then we'll connect the TIG torch. This is toolless because it has this little collar that you can tighten down by hand. Then, just like the other ones, self-explanatory, it's only got 2 pins on it and not 5, so that'll go right in the top. And just like the functions for all the others, this also has synergic mode. So if you go into synergic mode while you're on TIG, and we're at high frequency TIG, and you can also do lift TIG. You've got 40 thousandths electrode, you've got 16th inch electrode, 330 seconds, which is what pretty much I weld everything with, and then 1/8 inch. So we'll select 330 seconds because that's what we're using for tungsten. You also have a gas purge, which is really nice. So when you press this, it'll purge your gas so you can actually get a reading on your gauge. And as you can see, I'm using 15 CFH. This is just going to be a basic introduction to this machine. We're not going to do pulse. We're just going to try it out on these basic settings right here. And again, I'm on high frequency TIG. This is what I'm going to be running for TIG rod. 330 seconds ER70S2 Blue Demon. Alright, this is on-the-job training for me, guys. Like I said, I haven't done this, probably 2 years I haven't TIG welded. I am horrible at this, but if I practice, I'm sure it'd be pretty good. I'd rather TIG aluminum any day. I'll practice some more. I'll do a couple more. Well, I'm pretty impressed with this machine, guys. I think this is very unique, and I think that this is very well suited for someone who's specifically starting out and learning to weld, because the fact that it actually speaks to you takes a huge learning curve out of this, telling you if it's hooked up right, whether your polarities are backwards, make sure you're turning on your gas. And I just think this is a very intuitive machine. So my overall impressions are pretty impressive. I like that it's nice and compact. I like that the regulator's on top. There's just a lot of things to like about this machine, and it's pretty reasonably priced. And that's all there is to it, guys. If you're wondering about any of the things that you see me using or any of the tools, I'll have links down below. Some of them have promo codes that will get you a little bit of money off at checkout. New videos every Friday. So until next week, I will see you then. If this is something that you like, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, or subscribe. See you next week, guys. Take care. Stay safe. God bless.